everyone from day one. Never working hard to keep me down, but I stayed up. I'm playing with Father Time, smoking Mother Nature. Yeah. If you take a look around, you see everyone from day one. Never working hard to keep me down, but I stayed up. I'm playing with Father Time, smoking Mother Nature. I can't hold you down, but I can hold a conversation. Oh, got a cold heart, you a hot mess. Didn't happen overnight, it's a process. Had to make it happen quick, no delay. Michael Jordan coming off a break. Yeah, it's been a minute. 2 months in rotation, reminiscing. 2016, back when shit was simple. Been too sick for Benadryl, penicillin. Oh, ice in my veins, I feel the pain. Life still the same. If you take a look around, you see everyone from day one. Never working hard to keep me down, but I stayed up. I'm playing with Father Time, smoking Mother Nature. Yeah, I know we're close to perfect, but I'm grateful. This shit make your face numb. Hit you like a hi-hat, start kicking like a bass drum. Shut up with your lying ass, go back where you came from. She been running through my mind, but I won't chase her. Coming off a break, yeah, it's been a minute. 2 months in rotation, reminiscing. 2016, back when shit was simple. Been too sick for Benadryl, penicillin. Oh, ice in my veins, I feel the pain. Life still the same. If you take a look around, you see everyone from day one. Never working hard to keep me down, but I stayed up. I'm playing with Father Time, smoking Mother Nature. I can't hold you down, but I can hold a conversation. Oh, got a cold heart, you a hot mess. Didn't happen overnight, it's a process. Had to make it happen quick, no delay. Michael Jordan coming off a break. Yeah, okay, I'm back in here. Let's go. You can feel the energy up in the atmosphere. Lesson learned, I ain't worried about an adversary. And I finally got the spotlight, so I ain't about to share it. Just getting started, but I'm about to do it all day. On and off call. Yeah, I cannot be number 2 cause I run it like John Wall. Yeah, work our way up from the bottom, we finishing on top. Yeah, lately my life has been crazy, this shit has been non-stop. Yeah, I get no sleep, got the most heat, look closely. My mentality for quarter cold. Okay, I just took my shot. Shoot, it's a switch. Come through my spot. You and your friend. You couldn't ever get rid of me. Middle name is longevity. Favorite artist in the industry. Better consider me. I need a victory. Y'all not lit to me. If your homeboy talk shit to me, get popped like an antihistamine. I'm like Uber Eats for the delivery. I'm everywhere that I shouldn't be. Fit it up, flick it up, switch it up. That's the transition. Ooh. Give it respect, spag, get it wet, then the pants dripping. Oh Lord. And she tried to call me talking about her man tripping. What? But I'm in the studio, so I can't listen. I got a pigeon on my t-shirt, I'm a staple in my city. Running this shit until my feet hurt. If I want it, I'ma get it. Call me crazy, they constantly crank my catalog. Marilyn Manson make a mess with all these rappers, dog. Back to back, consecutive. Who need that dope? I'm recording and selling it. I got that old spice, I ain't spreading it. I'll end up dead, chasing dead presidents. Yeah. Gemini committing genocide on all you acting rappers. I disrupted and fuck up the habitat. Nigga kicked to the curb like a hacky sack, and that's all day. On and off call. Yeah, I cannot be number 2 cause I run it like John Wall. Yeah, work our way up from the bottom, we finishing on top. Yeah, lately my life has been crazy, this shit has been non-stop. Yeah, I get no sleep. Got the most heat, look closely. My mentality, LeBron and no.
What's up, world? It's your boy Chris, back for another episode of the Average Sports Nerds here. First things first, there's my name tag. There we go. Right there. Oh, right there. But yeah, so welcome back. Like I said last week, every night at 9, I'll be going live. A few minutes here, just talk about what I think is important or something interesting going on in the sports world right now. So, Super Bowl's on the brain. I got a bunch of prop bets. I'm going to talk about my predictions for the game, the outcome, who I think is going to win, Super Bowl MVP, all that good stuff. First, just want to always give a shout out to my boy, Recreation on the music. I'm loving these vibes here, listening to those songs, before I actually start talking and everything. Gets me a little pumped up. I'm ready. I get no sleep, as he says, but into these picks, we got a lot to get to. I got a lot of Super Bowl picks. So, I just want to kick it off, starting with Super Bowl MVP. Obviously, this is, the big award. Everybody just going for this award. It's usually the quarterbacks that win it, though. Matt Stafford, Joe Burrow are obvious picks here. And between the two of them, obviously, whoever you think is going to win the game, that would be who, you should probably put your money on for Super Bowl MVP. I might as well just give it away here. I got the Bengals winning this game. I think they're kind of Cinderella team. I think Joe Burrow is going to come through. I think he's going to overcome some things that, I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But if that happens, if the Bengals win the Super Bowl, I think for sure Joe Burrow's winning Super Bowl MVP. So right now, FanDuel got him sitting at plus 230. I think that's really good odds right now, especially if they win. On the other side, though, if you think the Rams are going to win the game, and if you do, let me know in the comments. I want to, pick your brain a little bit. Why do you think that? Obviously, they're the favorites, so, you're well within reason to think that. But Matt Stafford sitting at plus 120. I don't really like those odds that much. And the main reason is I think Cooper Kupp has an outside chance at winning the Super Bowl MVP. I could definitely see a scenario where Matt Stafford doesn't play that great. But Cooper Kupp, has maybe 185 yards, a couple touchdowns. The Rams pull it out, and he wins Super Bowl MVP. So, I know that's kind of a long shot, but his odds are at plus 550. So, I think there's some good value sprinkling a couple bucks on that if you think the Rams are going to win this game. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think about who's going to win the game for sure. Super Bowl MVP, that's like the main prediction. Everybody makes a prediction for that for sure. But I got some other ones I want to get into too tonight. There is all type of props. It's a Super Bowl. You can bet on anything. The coin toss, what's going to happen on the first drive, the first player to score a touchdown. A lot of that stuff, it's kind of luck and chance. So I don't really like to get into too much of that. But I have looked up some numbers here. And I think that, these would be the way to go if I was a betting man, which I might be for this. So we got the highest passer rating between Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow. You can get either one you want at minus 115. Same thing like with Super Bowl MVP. I think it's kind of one of those things where you pick the guy who you think is going to win the game. And, most likely that will mean you have a higher quarterback rating. So, again, I would go with Joe Burrow. But either way, that's like a 50-50 pick 'em. And, if the Rams win, Stafford, cool. So, do what you will with that. Getting into some more, scientific or numerical picks and looking at the numbers, I got the rushing yards for both teams. First off, I think the Rams are going to hit the over. 108.5 is what it's at now. You can get that at minus 102, so pretty much dead even. Right now, the Rams in the playoffs are averaging 94.3 yards a game, but the Bengals defense so far has given up 127 yards a game on the ground, which, I agree that they played the Titans, but Derrick Henry didn't really have that great of a day. They gave up some big runs to Foreman, who came in there. The Raiders did their thing against his defense. And then even last week, the Chiefs, who, they're not really known as an offensive juggernaut or anything, they still ran for 139 yards on this Bengals defense. So, yeah, I definitely think the Rams go over that. Now, Cam Akers prop, I can't remember if it's at 63 or 66 yards. That was kind of tricky for me, though, because he hasn't hit that in any game this season. But, the Rams have gone over their 108 number a few times here in the playoffs. But it's been a combination of him and Sony Michel. So I'm sticking away from that one, even though I think if I was leaning one way or another on the over/under for Cam Akers, it's going to be over. But yeah, I think the Rams are going to be able to run the ball pretty well. I'm not saying they're going to go for 200 or anything, but I do think they'll be a little bit over 100. So the over there. Other side of the ball, Bengals running the ball. I do not think they're going to be able to get the run game going. They're only averaging 88 rushing yards a game in the playoffs so far. And on the other side, the Rams defense is only giving up 54 yards a game, including last week. Only gave up 50 rushing yards to the San Francisco 49ers. And, we know what they're about, running the football. So, yeah. The over-under right now, 95.5 yards for the Bengals. I'm going to take the under. I do think Joe Mixon 3 or 66. That's why I'm getting them confused right now. Cam Akers and Joe Mixon are kind of at the same, range. But I do think even if Joe Mixon doesn't hit his rushing total, he can make up for it in receiving yards, which obviously wouldn't count to that. So Bengals under, even though it's sitting at negative 160 right now. So I might even just stick away from this line because I don't really like those odds. But yeah, I do think they're going to hit the over though. Hey, shout out to my boy Andres in the comments section. He said T. Higgins for MVP. And actually, that's a good pick, honestly. Like, it's not super likely, but let me pull up his number here because I know I was just looking at it, and yeah, he's sitting here at plus 6,000. So if T. Higgins, goes off, that would maybe mean Joe Burrow would have to throw a couple picks that, the Bengals overcome in the game or something because, if T. Higgins goes off, that means Joe Burrow probably went off too. So like I said, it's kind of a long shot, but at those odds, plus 6,000, hey, why not, right? $10 or something. Hey, you could do worse. I say that. But that kind of leads me to one of my next picks. I was going to talk about this a little later. I'll jump to it there. There's a prop right now for T. Higgins to score a touchdown, sitting at plus 160. So good odds there. I think he's due for a touchdown. I know that's not really like great analysis, but I will say he had 6 touchdowns in regular season this year, which, that's a decent number. Proves that, he's not a Jacoby Myers type player or anything like that. But he hasn't scored any yet in the playoffs, even though he's had some good games, went over 100 yards. So I think he's kind of due for a touchdown, and it kind of pairs with, my pick of Joe Burrow doing well, winning the Super Bowl MVP, the Bengals winning the game. So, yeah, T. Higgins to score a touchdown, I think that's a pretty safe bet right there. Good odds on it. Obviously, you can take Jamar Chase to score a touchdown, too. I think that's pretty solid odds as well, but you're not going to get as good of a spread, with Chase as you will with Higgins. Yeah, do with that what you will. These just my picks. This is kind of just what I think is going to happen, but, I think it's pretty logical. You guys can let me know if I'm just talking nonsense here. But yeah, the last one for the Bengals. Oh, well, I got a couple more for the Bengals right now, actually. Joe Burrow. This is Joe Burrow. My bad, I lost my train of thought here, but the 200. He has to have 250 plus passing yards and 2 plus passing touchdowns. So 250 and 2 for Burrow. It's at plus 105, so it's pretty even there on the odds of that. I'm going to read off his numbers for the 3 games. He had 244 and 2 against the Raiders. So, he was 6 yards off of it on that one. I think that was, obviously I think if the Raiders had been able to score more points, which I think the Rams will be able to do, then I think Joe Burrow would have had to, put up some more points and more yards, more everything. So I think he could easily get that. 348, but he had 0 touchdowns against the Titans. Again, the Titans scored 16 points, so didn't really hurt them. They didn't really need to score a bunch of touchdowns. They got a lot of field goals in that game. I think Joe Mixon scored a rushing touchdown in that game, so he could have easily got it there. Touchdowns are kind of like the sticky one. And then last one, he hit this number exactly, 250 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Chiefs. And that's a perfect comparison, I think, for this game, I think the Chiefs were able to score a decent amount of points. They scored 24 points, 21 of those being in the first half. So Joe Burrow had to throw the ball. He had to get it done, and he did. He came through, and 250 and 2. I think put all the chips on Joe Burrow if you want to ride with me. On the other side, I think even if they lose the game, I think that could also mean Joe Burrow 250 and 2. That's not really all that much. Say they're getting blown out or something like that, which I've seen people predict that the Rams are going to blow this game open. Cool. Joe Burrow's going to have to throw the ball to come back. So Joe Burrow 250 and 2, I think is straight. And then the last Bengals one I have, we're going Money Mac, Evan McPherson, the kicker. Put him down for over 7.5 points, which, I'm doing some kicker research, which was kind of cool, fun this week. But against the Raiders, he scored 14, the Titans 13, and the Chiefs 13. He's kicked 4 field goals in every game. So, just to hit this number, that would be 2 field goals and 2 extra points or some type of variety like that, Obviously, if the Bengals go off and score a bunch of touchdowns, they finish every drive with a touchdown, no field goals, he's not going to hit it. But I think that's a pretty safe line for him because they trust him, and he's kicking 50-plus yarders with ease. So if they're in any type of range, I think they'll take the 3 points in this game. So, those are my Bengals ones. As far as the Rams, I just have one guy to talk about, Cooper Kupp. He's always a good bet. 106.5 receiving yards is his prop. So I think he goes over that. Win or lose, I think they're going to Cooper Kupp. They got to. They have all season. Nobody else has been able to stop it. So what makes the Bengals so unique? Hey, maybe they can, but I'm just going with the history of this season and what I've seen from Matt Stafford to Cooper Kupp. And same with scoring a touchdown. His odds aren't as good there. It's at minus 190 to score a touchdown. But, hey, Cooper Kupp, he's pretty much sure bet for that, at least so far in these playoffs and this season. He's averaging over a touchdown a game. So, there you go. So, oh, wow. Okay, we've been in for about 10 minutes here, but I got these last couple picks I got to get in. Obviously, I kind of spoiled it a little bit. Bengals money line is a good bet, I think, right now at plus 166. So you're getting good odds there if the Bengals win this game. I would take it. I think Joe Burrow is going to do it. But if not, it is what it is. You could always take the Bengals plus the 4 because I do think it's going to be a close game. So maybe Matt Stafford clutches at the end, and you want to account for that. Cool. Bengals plus 4. They lose by a field goal or less. They're sitting at minus 108 on the odds there. So that's pretty solid too. And then lastly, I'm going with the over on this game. 48.5. I think they set the line pretty good because honestly, with the Super Bowl, it could come out. Both teams could be a little tight. The scoring, it could start off rapid and then slow down or vice versa. It's slow at the beginning. Teams at the end, the fourth quarter, put up a bunch of points. I think 48.5 is a good number. But I'm going over just because I think this game is going to be at least, like the final score I'm predicting right now, I'm saying Bengals 26-24. I think that's like the low end of what these teams are going to do. I think that this game could end up being a 35-33, something like that. Even like a Super Bowl like the Eagles versus the Patriots where both quarterbacks were just going down the field. I don't necessarily predict that, but I could see it happening. So I think there's a lot of different ways this hits the over, even if it's kind of a slugfest. So my final prediction, just summing it all up, what I think is going to happen in this game, start to finish. I think the Rams are going to run the ball pretty well. Matt Stafford is going to play pretty decent. I don't think he's going to be horrible, but I also don't think he's going to be great, like an all-time performance for Matt Stafford. I do think Cooper Kupp's going to get his either way. He's proven that this year. Matt Stafford's going to make sure that happens. That's his target. That's his guy. As far as the Bengals, I don't think the run game is going to get going. I think this game is going to be offensively, it's going to be a lot on Joe Burrow. And I think he's going to come through. I think in the fourth quarter, he's going to find a way. I think it's probably going to come down to the game-winning drive. That's why I said 26-24. Look, I see a scenario. The Rams somehow they take the lead. They're up 1 point with maybe a minute and a half left or something, and Joe Burrow with an all-time type Super Bowl moment drive down the field, game-winning field goal. That's what I'm going with. Money Mac. So yeah, Joe Burrow pulling it out in the fourth quarter, and either Jamar Higgins or T. Higgins or both of those guys are gonna have a great game. That's my prediction. That's everything that I think. And I'm looking at the comments. Sorry, guys, I haven't been checking these as much as I want. But let me see what they're saying. Breck in the background, fire. Definitely. Always just giving the shout outs to him. He makes great music. Yeah, I'm glad we got some vibes on this show because I can hear it too. It's fire. As a Ravens fan, I hate the Bengals, so I hope they lose. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, though. I mean, I get that feeling, man. If the Cowboys or the Eagles or the Giants, one of these teams win the Super Bowl, I think I would definitely be rooting against them, especially the Cowboys. So definitely understand where you're coming from. I just love me some Joe Burrow, man. I think this guy is the truth. I think he's shown it at every level so far. It's college, high school, now NFL. So Joe Burrow. I think the Rams will win, and Jalen Ramsey's going to clamp Jamar Chase. I'm going to pin that one up here so you guys can see it. But, Andres, we shall see, man. I think I'm a little nervous about that, too. You notice I didn't pick any of Jamar Chase's prop bets, him going over the under. Going over his numbers. I didn't pick the under either because I think he's a great receiver. So, it's possible. Kind of staying away from that for sure. I'm kind of afraid of Jalen Ramsey. And that's why I think T. Higgins gets a touchdown. I think T. Higgins probably has a pretty decent game because he's a good receiver too. Maybe not as great as Jamar Chase, but he's a very good receiver. So let's do it, man. I'm ready for the Super Bowl. I know it's only Monday. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. We still got a few more days. I'm going to be live every night this week at 9 p.m. So if you want to talk Super Bowl, let me know. You want to talk some other stuff, let me know. I know the NBA is kind of heating up. It is what it is. We'll see. College basketball. I've been watching some hoops. So we shall see. As far as that goes, thanks for joining us, or joining me, I should say, tonight. I know there's a lot better things you can be doing, but hey, I appreciate it. If you're not part of Nerd Nation yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. It really helps me and everyone at our channel. It helps us grow, helps the algorithm. Hit that like button on this live stream, and every time you come in, just like the stream. Really helps. Like I said, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9. Hit me on Instagram if you want me to talk about something specifically. Keep nerding it out.